What's up YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoy your time while you're here. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and leave me something nice in the comments. So today's video was requested by a lovely subscriber in the comments. They asked to see how I do my eyebrows. So I thought I would do a whole video dedicated to my eyebrows. This video is going to be in two parts. The first part, I don't get my eyebrows waxed or threaded or anything, I just pluck them myself, so I'm gonna tell you guys how I do that. If you get your eyebrows waxed and threaded and you're happy with that and you don't care to see how I do mine, then skip to the second part, which is going to be how I actually do my eyebrows, like with makeup and everything. I will put a timestamp in the description of the second part of this video if you'd like to skip to that. But if you want to watch the first part, then let's go. So the first part of this video, how I maintain my brows. The things that I use to do this, I use normal angled tweezers. Don't know where I got them, probably like Superdrug or something. It really doesn't matter, just as long as they pull hairs out of your face. That's what you need them to do. I use a spoolie. You can get these on Amazon, like 100 for a couple pounds. Like, just they're really cheap little plastic, like one-time use spoolies, so you can get these really cheap. And finally, I use tiny scissors because my hair grows really fast and it grows really long, so I get really like long eyebrows on the front, so I trim them. This is gonna look really bad. I use Ollie's penknife just because it has like these tiny little scissors, and I've never found scissors that are like really sharp and that small. But you could probably just use like nail scissors, or I'm sure eyebrow scissors exist, but I just use these. So the easiest way I think to do your brows is to find a celebrity or someone that you know, like maybe your sister or something, that has a really similar face shape, and then see like what shape their brows are. Unless you don't like them, then obviously don't do that. But I always look at Maggie Lindeman's brows, one because I'm obsessed with her, and two because I kind of feel like we have a similar face shape. Like, we both have quite chubby cheeks and stuff, and we both have similar eyes, so I think her eyebrows in theory should suit my face. I don't know. I'll just keep talking nonsense, it's fine. So, oh that was weird, I opened Instagram and her picture was the first one there. Here we go, here's her brows normally. So I kind of go for the front bit to be like relatively straight, and then when it gets to about here it like curves. I don't really go for super angular brows or anything like that. You can kind of obviously see the shape of them now, but they're very wild at the moment. I need to pluck my eyebrows. So the next tip when doing your eyebrows is, I think when you look in a mirror you see your face a certain way, but that's not how your face looks because obviously it's reflected. So I always take my phone and put it on front facing camera, and then I like turn it around and stare right into the camera, the lens, but I try and really relax my face so that you aren't like, because when I look into a camera I always raise this eyebrow, so I have to try and really relax my face so that I'm just looking into the camera and that's just how my face looks normally. And then once you've taken that picture you can look at it and see what your eyebrows actually look like, because I always end up with this one really high up here and then this one's really low down. Also this eye's more hooded so it doesn't naturally anyway, but yeah, it's not ideal. So I'm just going to do that quickly so I can see where needs to be plucked so that they're even. So looking at the picture, it looks, I also can't tell what side of my face is which side. I have to look by my nose ring. So yeah, it's kind of confusing. It looks to me like they're relatively equal when my face is relaxed. This stuff up here needs to be plucked, and then we need to sort out the arches, but at the moment it doesn't look too bad. So I always start with in between my eyebrows. We don't want a monobrow, unless that's the look you're going for, then go for a monobrow. Once I've done that bit, I take the disposable spoolie and I brush all my eyebrows upwards. Then I just go along underneath my eyebrows and pluck the ones that I don't want to be there. It's also quite good if you can do this in front, whoa, my eye's very red. If you can do this in front of natural light or like white light, because then I think you can see the hairs better. So when I'm happy with the bottom, I then just take the spoolie, brush them downwards. and go along and do the tops. The tops I think are the hardest bit, which is why I leave them till last. Once I think I'm finished, I will brush them back to how I would normally have them, and then just take another picture on my phone to check that they are equal. Then the last thing that I do, like I said, is I trim the top bits of my eyebrows. I've had this done when I used to go and get my eyebrows threaded, so I know it's not too weird to have it done. But a professional's done it, that gives me some kind of reassurance. So I just brush them upwards and then take these little scissors. Please be careful if you actually do this, do not stab yourself in the face. And then I just trim them. And then when I do my brow makeup, I can just brush them up with brow gel and then they just sit nicely. So I'll try and do that like once a week. I don't really do it as much as I should. They get kind of out of control and then I'm like, oh, I should probably do my eyebrows. But you could just do it every morning, like go into the bathroom or go do wherever you sit and do your makeup if you do makeup every day, and just see if there's any like brows that are out of place, and then you could keep up with it quite well, but I just forget to do that. Maybe I could add it to my skincare routine and then I'd remember to do it. Okay, so for part 2, I'm going to tell you guys how I actually do my eyebrows, like my favourite products and everything like that. So my all-time favourite product that I've been using for like 3 years is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I use the shade Ebony. People kind of like love it or hate it with this, I think, because if you aren't really super careful then it can come out really thick and chunky and it can look kind of dumb. I've done that a lot of times in the last 3 years accidentally. But I just think if you get it right, nothing compares to this. Like, it's so good. And I use the Anastasia brush, which I've also been using for 3 years, probably need a new one, and I completely rubbed off the label. So I know it has a number, but I can't remember what it actually is, but I'll put it in the description. It's just the slanted end, which needs to be cleaned, and the spoolie end. So these are my favourite 2 products to use together for my eyebrows, but it can be quite like a thick brow, like an Instagram brow, whatever you want to call it. If I want to do a like natural brow, like everyday kind of makeup, or if I've just done really heavy eye makeup and I think it would look better with like fluffy, feathery kind of eyebrows, then I'll use the NYX microbrew pencil, and I use the shade Black. It doesn't actually come out black, I think it's just like a really cool toned, really dark brown, because as you can see I have quite dark brown hair. So I will use this. This has a spoolie on one end and then just a really thin pencil on this end. I've gone through about 4 of these, it's getting a bit ridiculous. Another old favourite product that I haven't used for a while because it's run out, and when I go to repurchase I just lean towards the NYX one, but I do love the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. Only thing is that I go between either wanting really fluffy natural brows or really thick brows, and if I want really thick ones then I just use the Dip Brow, and this is like quite a thick tipped pencil, as you can see. It's quite good for recreating hair strokes, and I love the shade of this one. I use number 6, but it's just not always the shape wand that I want, or whatever you want to call it. For brow gel, I haven't really found one that I'm in love with, but I own this one, so I just use it. It's not bad or anything, it's just sometimes can go a bit crusty. It's the Take a Brow Shape and Define Brow Gel by Barry M. I like the really tiny little wand, it's really good for getting every hair, and it will keep your brows in place all day. It just sometimes is a bit crusty and crunchy, but it's affordable and it works, so I like it. The product that I'm going to use today to show you guys how to do my eyebrows is the Dip Brow, because this is the one I use the most. The first thing that I always do when I do my eyebrows is I brush them upwards. I just use this spoolie because it's convenient. It is a bit bent though, it was meant to be straight. I don't really know what happened there. So then I just really lightly dip into the pomade, get a tiny bit on the brush, and I start by doing a line underneath the eyebrow. Once I have that down, I brush upwards again, just to sort of like disperse it through the hairs. And then I don't normally brush the hairs down when I do my eyebrows, just because then I think you can't really see what it's going to look like in the end. So I just brush them into place like I would with brow gel and see which bits look kind of sparse, and then I fix the arch. And from about here on top of the brow, that way I don't put any product. I have quite thick eyebrows, and they're quite dark, so there's not really many sparse patches in the front, which I guess I'm quite lucky to have. But if you do have that, then I would suggest holding the brush straightways up and doing upward strokes rather than doing like a thick line across the top. Unless you've done it and you really like how it looks, then go ahead and do it. But I think it will probably look more natural if you did strokes upwards at the front rather than like I do here when going all the way along. And then when I'm happy with it, I'll go and do the exact same on the other eyebrow. Now I just know that they're not the same shape. So from this picture we can see this arch is way too high and way too obnoxious compared to the other one, so you could either make this one a lot bigger or change this. I know people can use concealer on top, but because I'm not really going to do a full face of makeup today, I'm just going to use a cotton bud, Q-tip, whatever you want to call it, and some micellar water and make this smaller. So they're not exactly even, but I'm happy with them. They're never going to be exactly the same. So then I just take the brow gel that I mentioned before and set my brows in place. So that is how I do my eyebrows. I'm going to finish off the rest of my face with makeup, and then I will be back to show you what they look like with a completed face. Okay, so that is my finished face of makeup. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave me something nice in the comments. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.